And I'll have captions on, so we'll be able to capture that too. So, Michael, I wanted to find out, do you mind going to your InDesign document for the upcoming catalog?
Okay.
And we'll
Do you
take
want me
a
to share my
look at-
screen?
Sure, sure.
Okay.
And also
on.
in the chat, I'm going to drop 2 documents that may be helpful for you guys.
Okay, hold on. Let me move my chat screen over to the other screen.
No problem.
Okay, so we want the, oops. No, we want this one.
Okay. Dorothy, everything good with you?
Okay.
Staying dry. We're trying not to float away. That's our goal right now.
Okay,
It's
so
the weather.
I'm gonna share my here, InDesign doc.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay,
There we go. Cool.
here, let me move my menus over to the other screen. Okay.
Alrighty. Now, so we're only
Oh,
seeing
wait a minute,
up-
this is the wrong one. Hold on. This is the
Oh yeah,
wrong-
we're looking for summer, I think.
hold on. How do I stop share? There's stop share.
Mhm. I know the joys of multiple monitors, it's like stuff everywhere.
Oh, yes. There we go. All right. Now I can share it. Where'd my Zoom go?
Mhm.
There we are. Okay, share screen. Summer sessions 23, share. Got it. Okay.
Awesome. Okay. So let's see. And all I'm seeing is the actual display. I don't know if I need to see menus and stuff. And I'm not an InDesign user, but
Really? Then what are we doing here?
I know the gist of it, but you guys know it better than I do, but I know what we need to look for.
Okay.
So one of the things that I dropped 2 documents in our chat. The first one is kind of a help guide for creating accessible.
Oh, yeah.
documents
Keith
on that
sent me
side.
these last week,
Okay. So
which is
I'm
why I
hoping they're the
called to
same.
talk to you, because I couldn't understand. I mean, I ran the Acrobat accessibility checker, and it gave me all kinds of issues that I had no idea what to do with. So I
Right.
said, help.
Right. So I get it.
Okay, and I
So-
didn't understand the InDesign one whatsoever. I don't know what tags are.
So tags are
and what I would-
actually, it's actually referring to kind of similar to how we do coding for HTML for websites. It uses the same kind of background, even though you're not actually coding, you're not actually doing like that. But
Mhm.
the output of what you're creating from InDesign that gets brought into the PDF documents, because most PDFs, if they're not going to print, they're going to a digital display. So it
Right.
needs to use the same kind of foundational structure as a standard website. So it's looking for the same kinds of what we call HTML tags, which I'm sure you've heard of, if not necessarily
course.
seen, right?
Of course, but what I mean is I don't know what kind of tag I use for all these things. What-
Right. So what happens is that InDesign, if you're setting up character styles, so if you have paragraph styles and heading styles and things like that,
Mhm.
we think of it as from a visual graphic designer standpoint, but we want to actually have InDesign behind the scenes convert that into the HTML or like the tag equivalent, the code equivalent of what we think of as heading tags at their different sizes, and what's a standard paragraph and what are the default fonts. And when we create images, are you both familiar with what's referred to as alternate text and why we need it?
Relatively.
Okay,
Haven't
so,
used it in years.
right, and so that's what we want to, not that necessarily that we want to, we have to make sure that every image that is included in a document, in a website, in any media, that every image has an alternate text description of what that image actually is conferring. And the purpose of that 100% is for the purpose of those people who are visually impaired, because they view our documents even though they visually cannot see them. They're auditorily being read the contents of
Okay,
that
but,
document.
okay, so
Mhm.
how does one describe an, a, an image
That-
like this?
So
Because
that
that's the
image,
only real image I have other than another ad
that's
later in the thing, which again has a lot of swirls and is just kind of an abstract image.
right. And that's exactly what you would put. So you could literally, and here's the thing is it all depends on the context of the use of that image. So in the case of your cover image, it may be just enough to say, um, cover image photography by, and then copyright and the
I have no
photographer's
idea.
name.
This,
Yeah.
I got this from the, from the Shutterfly CSUDH site. There's
Uh,
no, there's no attribution in terms of photography on it
okay.
that I could
So,
find.
so even something to say, cover image, for CSUDH summer sessions, just
Okay.
something that would describe it or even tell it, that it's not
Okay, so
important.
where do I put that tag?
So when you're in, the InDesign setup, where do you go to for the properties
Oh,
for that image? Because I almost guarantee there should be something in there that
I'm
says
sure there
alternate or
is. I have
alternate.
never used it for a photograph. I've
Mhm.
just, I've just, grabbed it and inserted the photo and sized it. There's a, let's see.
So, because
There's,
all we're seeing is your
it's
cover, we
a,
don't see
okay,
your
so
panels or anything.
there's a, if I right click on it down at the bottom, it says tag frame. Is that where I would put it?
So according to that accessible PDFs instruction document, it
Yeah,
says with object export options in InDesign, you can specify alternate text from metadata in an image file or add custom alt text to any image, graphic, or group of objects in a layout.
where, how? I don't
Um,
even understand how.
do you
That's
see,
the
is there
question.
something that says object export options?
Object X, yes, there is.
Okay.
Okay, all
And
set.
so now here's the interesting thing is we only see your cover image. We don't see any of your menus or panels or anything in
Oh,
InDesign.
okay. So you want me to change my share to full screen?
Yeah, it might need to be full
All right, let
screen
me
if
do
that's
that.
okay.
Let me
Okay,
stop the share and change that.
okay.
Sorry.
Quite all right. And Dorothy, I think you probably come across this quite a bit too, because we have so many images that we use when we do the Ollie catalogs and so on. So this would be the same thing.
Okay,
There
so
we go.
now I've got,
Mhm.
okay, so here's the export, object export options. I've got
Right,
alt text, tagged
right,
PDF, and EPUB and HTML.
right.
Which one do I use?
And so it'll be alt text.
Okay,
And alt text sources from structure. And then when you click selection has content with no associated structure, does it allow you to actually,
no, does not
oh,
let me click in there.
can you click on that down? Yeah. Can you click on custom?
There, now I can do it.
But you know what? I'm wondering if this is specifically for that one object, for that one image.
Yeah, well, because I clicked on that image, I right clicked on that image and brought this up from that menu.
Then we should be good to go there. So
Okay,
then for
so
here, we would say abstract cover art, artist unknown or something like that. And it's not to say that every single image needs to have something big and descriptive in it,
Mhm.
but there needs to be some kind of indication. So if something is like maybe just, here's a perfect example. So where you have benefits, can you go back up just a little bit? Yep. In the upper left corner, you have benefits of summer sessions. I think
Right,
there's an image behind that, right?
right.
So what happens when we go into that one?
Oh, and this says abstract cover art also.
I'm thinking that this may be saying that this is generic alternate text for every object, and I don't
Might
think we
be.
want to do that. I don't think we want to
Yeah,
do that.
exactly.
Let's see. Actually, let's just try putting a dash in it.
Just dash,
Just a dash.
just a dash, like so.
And then click done.
Okay,
And then let's go back up to the cover image. I just want to see if it changed it,
Right.
or if that's the case, then that won't work.
yep.
Yeah, that's not it. So let me see. Add all text images. So when you bring that image in, it doesn't, when you first place the image, it doesn't give you the option to also include alternate text
Nope.
as you're placing it.
No, no. It's just
Hmm.
standard desktop publishing, just, insert image or,
Hmm.
Here, I'll show you.
Okay.
I would, create a text box, an
A
image
spot, a
box,
placeholder.
hit Command D, and then I go to
You can grab
wherever to
logo.
place,
Mhm.
right? And here, I'll place the same image there just to show you. Right, and then open, there it is. That's it, just like that.
Okay, let's do a right click on it again one more time.
On this one, or
On
the
the new
main
one, the new one.
on the new one, okay.
But before you click on anything else, text captions for links. Can you click on interactive?
Let's convert to a button
Got it.
or whatever.
Yeah, the only thing that they're pointing to in here is that object export options. And when you click there, it's still going to bring up the same dash that we, oh no, it's new. So here, it won't let you select there, right? It won't let you select selection has no content.
No. What about if we click on?
It does say in the instructions to use custom.
Okay.
From that drop down. And then let's say new box, just as an example. And then click done. Okay, let's go back to your cover image and see what it says.
New box.
But no, your new graphic is still selected. You didn't select the cover. That's why.
Oh,
yeah. So click to select.
Got it. Right. All right, there.
Okay, now let's try that. Let's see what it says. Object export.
Oh, it changed.
Okay, so let's try custom. Abstract cover image. And done. And then let's go back and select the first box. And let's just preview and see if it kept what it was supposed to keep. Yeah, that's it. So that's what we're looking at doing. So you do have to make sure that that image is fully selected before you can do the object export.
Okay, now let's go there.
Now for this one, it can be, so we'll say custom and then dash.
Okay, and what are we doing? This abstract background image?
No, it could just literally just be a dash.
Just a
So,
dash?
yeah, so
Oh,
what
okay.
happens is we're going to have all kinds of images that are just supplemental background that don't have um, contextual importance. They're there for visual display only. They don't have a meaning to the content overall in terms of if this was being read to a user. It doesn't have anything that it needs to convey. So for those kinds of images, those were what we call display only, or they're just decorative images. So
Right.
you don't have to provide a description, but that box needs to have something in it. So
Okay,
you can put
so
a dash or a
all right. No, when I did the PDF check,
Mhm.
um, did Keith send the PDF to you by any chance?
Not yet,
I
no.
sent yesterday?
He was
Okay.
waiting for us to talk.
Okay, so let me open it and I'll show you what it came up with. I think I saved I'm pretty sure it saved the everything.
Mhm.
Let's see. Uh,
You can do Action Wizard. Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
that's not what I wanted. Where did it, maybe I did, maybe it didn't save the,
So actually stay right there for a moment.
yeah,
So right now you're on the accessibility report generator, but one thing that happens is Acrobat, its accessibility checker is kind of a, oh, this is a last ditch effort kind of
mhm,
thing to get it ready. The more stuff we have ready from the InDesign side, the easier it's going to be for Acrobat to authenticate
of
it. Right,
course,
right.
understood.
Yeah,
Okay, so here's the report.
right. And
Um,
I actually don't even use the report. I use the accessibility check.
use which?
On the right-hand side.
Oh, accessibility check.
Mhm,
Okay, because,
mhm. And then I'll actually run that report.
okay, but this is, I ran it already, so this was the
It's
result.
not the same thing.
Oh, okay,
Mhm. So this is the result that
okay,
visually helps us see what is missing and what needs to be filled in and what things we can kind of skip over. So the two things that it's always going to put in the document, and this is Dorothy, this is also for like literally everything that we create inside of a PDF. It's always going to look for the logical reading order, and it's always going to look for color contrast, because those are things that need human interaction, not computer interaction. So the computer can't tell if something logically makes sense when we read it. Are we skipping from the middle to the end to the beginning or whatever it is, right? The computer doesn't know what's the logical order. So it's a visual check for us. And if we've read through the full document and everything makes sense, that logical reading order, we can then go in and manually check it off. Same thing with the color contrast.
right,
But
okay,
now again, it's relying on us, but there are other tools, and I do run the PDF through other tools as well if I see something that visually does not mesh with a color contrast issue. So say for instance, light text on a light background. We are usually told through our university communications that we're not supposed to have a lot of text on images, text overlaid on images. Of course, we're never getting away from that. Graphically, we have to have some instances where we can do that, right?
Have some fun.
Right. But the really difficult part is when, like, we had a vendor that submitted ads for us to run on a Google campaign, and they had light text on a light background. And I'm like, okay, everybody, squint. Can you make out the letters? Can you read that ad with your eyes kind of, out of focus a little bit? And everybody's like, no, I can't read it.
Yeah,
And it's not accessible. That's a number one check right there.
That's basic publication design 101.
You would be surprised how many people are just putting stuff together and have no clue that those are things that they should be checking for. Right.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. So those two things are manual checks that can be checked off after you review the document. You might need to either slide back to the left a little bit because part of it's cut off. I can't see the check marks. At the bottom of the screen, at the bottom of
I see.
Yeah, there we go.
There we
Okay.
go.
So where it says bookmarks failed, I'm not sure if you have bookmarks in your InDesign doc. Because normally bookmarks failing is not a thing.
I don't.
So go ahead and click that real quick, and I want to see what it returns as the error.
Doesn't
do anything. If you right click on it, does it do anything? Fix. And so there's something in the structure. So all of these things that you're seeing here in structure, those are the tags that we were referring to when it says, do you want to tag the document or do you need to auto tag? So every time you have a large headline, whatever is the largest headline would typically be converted to what we call an H1, a heading 1 tag. And H2 is the next subheading level down,
right.
H2, the next smaller, and so on. So visually, we think of it as what's the largest, what's the boldest, what stands out, and then hierarchically down from there. But there's another component to that that's even more important than the visual aspect is the level of priority of importance of the information contained in that heading. And that's the actual purpose of the heading tags. So when we're going through these documents, we're literally looking at, is the most important heading on that particular page an H1? No, it was marked as an H3. Well, Acrobat's going to flag that as an error and say that needs to be read as an H1 because it's the most significant piece of information on the page, that kind of thing. And then hierarchically go down through those.
So we have to go, does this mean we have to go through every single page and tag every single heading?
No, thankfully. So in InDesign, when you have a heading, you can associate it to whatever level it's supposed to be associated to, right? And then when you export out to the PDF, you're going to tell it to export as a tagged PDF. And then those tags will come along with the styles that you provided in your character setups. So you can click cancel there. And so before I was manually going through and finding all the places where it didn't have an associated heading or associated tag, and then marking it as whatever it was supposed to be. And sometimes it was crazy and sometimes it was relatively straightforward.
Okay, so hold on a second.
Sure.
Let me just
no problem.
Okay, so how do I export as a tagged PDF? Do I have to make a new?
No, so go ahead and go to, and it's actually in this document as well. And even in there, we can give instructions for exporting tagging instructions for your paragraph and your heading styles so that it'll automatically be included. But
right, so let me take a look at this for a second. Hold on.
Sure. But we haven't done anything. Yes, there we go.
Right. Okay. So now if I don't include bookmarks, I won't get that error message, right?
Just I don't know. I've never seen that bookmark error before, ever. So that was surprising.
Well, it could be because I always just check bookmarks and hyperlinks. I should not check bookmarks.
Okay.
Create tagged PDF.
Create tagged PDF is what we're looking for. Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly what we're looking for.
Okay.
So
all right.
Now when you do that export, you're going to have a second version that we can compare.
Okay, but before I do that, one of the things that it came up with on that accessibility checker was, and saying that every single one of these alphabetical headings in the index was at fault because there was no tag for it.
And so do you have that defined as a style by any chance?
Probably. Let me see. I
So
think
if
so.
it's a style, we might be able to assign it like an H6 or something like that.
All right, hold on a second.
Mhm.
Let me see, where's my style sheets? Do, 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 do.
So Dorothy, do you have any questions? Are you seeing any kind of similar
Oh, I
situations?
do have a question you can be thinking about
Okay, yeah. I'm
on
sorry.
our last Ollie catalog.
Mhm.
Let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, how complete was I in providing these types of things that you need?
Ooh, I don't even remember because I'm going through these so often and with so many documents, form documents and everything.
Okay.
Once I go through it, it's like out of sight, out of
I
mind.
understand. So I did a thorough job of tagging all the photos and stuff.
You did.
I'm pretty good at using style sheets, although I could be more, tighter on that.
No, that's okay.
But
And then
I
I
see
think
there's other things that I need, like the checking and all that. So
right.
anyway, well, this is all good information. So
Absolutely. And I think the only things that it didn't come up with was there were like 2 logos, I think. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of the postcard, but there were 2 logos. And then anywhere where there's like solid blocks of color behind a block of text, it's going to read that as a graphic. So Michael, it'll probably show those as well, but I just wind up telling Acrobat to ignore those or to group them together with the text and read it like it's a different kind of tag other than a regular block of text. So those are things that we kind of can't really get around. But as much stuff as we can set up in the style block, the easier it will be for it to figure out what's supposed to happen behind the scenes.
very good.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Michael, go ahead.
All right, so I found the paragraph style options for these index alphabet letters. So I go down here to export tagging.
Let's see, because I've never done it in here. So I'm going to learn this part right along with you. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm assuming I click on export tagging down here in the left-hand column.
So for paragraph style options, and then click on that last one where it says PDF tag automatic.
Yeah.
Click on that.
Okay.
And
put H1.
Index
H2.
alphabet. So index alphabet letters. Let's make it an H6 or
H6.
H5. Let's make it an H5.
Okay.
Okay. And then click OK.
Okay.
So we're about to find out if, and then I'm curious if it assigned it to all, because they're all using that same style, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, and then we don't use that style anywhere else in the document, correct?
No, that is correct.
Okay. So here's another interesting thing is you have styles set up for, say, for instance, in the actual table display, business administration, accounting, business, computer information systems, et cetera, right?
You're right. Correct.
Okay. So let's set up those styles so they're also associated with.
Okay.
Business administration could be an H2.
All right, hold on a second. This is program subhead. So export tagging.
To an H2.
H2, okay.
And then accounting, business, etc. can be an H3.
Okay.
I think this is going to make a world of difference.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And then the course, the course.
I would say it's probably going to default to either a div, a paragraph, or a table, and we're going to let that one stay put, if that's okay, because it's going to recognize that this is data and not just because we don't want it to say paragraph, 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 paragraph. for every single column, every single row. It's going to
Right,
read as a table. So we're going to let it automatically do that. It did a decent job with it before.
okay. And this
Okay.
one should be H1?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that one as an H1.
Okay.
Although I don't recall does that get listed on every page? just at the beginning?
No, yes, no.
Oh,
This would be
no,
at the-
there's
This is at
session
the
one and
beginning
session
of each
two.
section of the,
Yeah,
this is for
yeah.
regular section, and there's going to be, first session and second session.
Right. So let's make that session, I mean, H1.
H1,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Excellent. Okay, let's skip to like towards the back of the catalog where we have all the policy junk
right,
and stuff.
right.
I shouldn't be saying it like that, but
By the way,
mhm.
it also gave me errors. Here, let me bring this back over.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, so headers failed, and it's calling this a header?
I think it doesn't recognize as if it's supposed to be since it's not sitting in a physical table, even though it reads as data, and it doesn't have a head, like when you have a table, there's usually a heading row
Right.
that identifies all the column labels. So it doesn't have one that says dates and then description, which is what we can confer or infer from that, right?
Right.
And then are all of them in there? What is element 2 that it's looking for in the failure?
The whole
the
freaking page.
whole freaking page. So
And
it's
then the
gonna come up a little
section,
bit different. Yeah.
and then another section, and another section, and another
Right.
section,
So,
etc.
and I think part of it is because it's not recognizing what's supposed to happen with the tags too.
Right.
But if you like right click on any one of those, like element 12, let's just right click on the actual word element 12
In InDesign or in Acrobat?
in Acrobat. Mhm.
Right click, okay.
So there's two things. The skip rule we try not to do, but the explain will
Mhm.
bring you to the Adobe help file, and it's so convoluted, and sometimes you have to read it like 6 times to make it make sense. But the show in content panel and show in tags kind of gives us a clue to what it's looking for. So
Okay.
if you do show in content panel and nothing shows up, so here's what it sees as content as the tag structure is it says there's a container that sits in a TD, which is a table data. It's an HTML tag for something that sits in a table cell. So it's recognizing that this is a table. What it's not recognizing is the parent tag that it's supposed to live in that tells it isn't just a cell, but it's a cell inside a table. This is not stuff that anybody would expect any graphic designers to know. This is code at its finest, at its most. So in that regard, that's okay because I know how to get it to ignore all of those from the Acrobat side, but I think what will make the difference first is it recognizing the headers because it's trying to include clinical science in it.
Right.
And once it starts seeing the actual tags for the headers, then it's going to break them out of it and then say, oh, this is a definable table because clinical science isn't a part of the communications table. So it'll have more stuff that it can recognize from that.
Okay.
So, okay.
So let me go back and, all right, so.
Okay.
Um,
So it's all those headers that are throwing things off in
yeah,
there.
exactly. So once I do a new, okay, but then there's also these things.
That last one,
Yeah.
right click on it and let's do show in content panel.
Explain.
No, show in content panel. Okay. And it's also a table thing too. It's recognizing it as data, but that doesn't have a header. I can still kind of call it out. Now, when you lay that out, how do you have it laid out in InDesign? And Dorothy, this may be, I mean, so is it literally
in
just
columns?
But the, like, say for instance, ERC and then Educational Resources Center, does that sit in a table or is it just tabbed spaced out?
No, it's not, no, it's not a table, it's columns. It's just text in columns.
I mean, specifically the section that has the ERC Educational Resources Center, because
Yeah.
that is what it's trying to read as a table. So
Yeah.
what is it's just a plain text with a tab space between the ERC and the Educational Resources, right?
Just text tab, to make a column, yeah.
I don't know how to tell InDesign to have it read as though it was a table. So if we can't do it from there, it's okay. I can take care of it from the Acrobat side.
Okay. But okay, so for the export tagging on this, on these,
You're on the, oh yeah, the keys to symbol, that header
so
would be an H2.
H2,
Mhm.
okay,
And then if they're all using that same page section header style, they'll all get H2s,
right,
and that'll be a big help.
right, and then these would be, that's, okay, no, wait a minute.
Are those, is that a particular style that you use throughout?
I'm
the
looking,
document?
no, this is, let's see, is this a character style? No, it's not a style, it's just body copy that, with bold, it's not,
Yeah, no, then that wouldn't
there's
be as much.
no
of a-
style.
But let's keep
No,
going to
hang
the
on, let me see what
other,
this, let's see what this one is.
because I think that one gets used down below in the policy
Okay.
sections as well.
All right, so this one was
That
done
style.
before, okay.
So that style would be an H3.
No, this, well, we already did this. This is the same as we use, same as the course title that we used.
Oh,
in
gotcha.
The, in the course listings.
Okay, and then now same thing with like where it says
Let's
verification
try
of
this one
enrollment,
and see what this one is.
probably an
It's
H3
also
as
course
well.
title. This one's probably,
So that one should get a style as well.
yeah, this is not, this doesn't have, okay. All right, so I need to, problem is that, yeah, this was all of these were set up before, long ago before I
Got
started
you.
on this. And there's, let's see, there's no character style there. And yeah, this is just the course title.
So
So
if
it's the same.
if it's course title, then it'll,
Yeah, so it's already gonna go.
oh, do you remember which tag
H3,
we
I
set it
think.
to?
Let's see. Export tagging H3, yeah.
Okay. And then if academic eligibility is an H2, and then what if summer sessions is an H1, then you're in great shape.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
Okay.
in great shape there.
okay.
So that's the gist of what it means to get the tagging in place. Tables are always going to be a pain in the patootie. So I'm not going to torture you guys with that. Because there's other things that have to take place with tables too. But in terms of those heading tags and paragraph tags, you're in great shape there. Oh, can you select anywhere where it is just plain body copy? Just regular old, plain old, non-assigned
Right here, body copy, okay. And we want to do an export tag on that.
Yeah, and we just want to make it P for paragraph. Yep, that's why they made it first.
Great, okay.
Perfect. Yeah,
Good.
so anything that is using body copy is automatically going to get a paragraph.
Okay.
Tagging.
Now, this whole page here,
It's kind of an advert kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah, and it's a PDF.
An embedded PDF.
Yeah,
Um,
it was originally saved as a PDF. I mean, I
don't think it came up with any flags other than that, if that image, because Dorothy's the one that actually created it.
Yeah.
And we love this one.
So it's your fault, eh?
No, she did nothing wrong.
No, I just edited it in Acrobat, and I mean, I opened it in Acrobat and changed the dates and
the
all
dates,
that.
exactly. The only thing that I would say is probably missing is the alternate text on the swirling blur photo and alternate text on the logo, on the
Yeah, the
CCH
problem
logo.
is, yeah, but
They're individual characters.
except that in this, it's one document.
Then we're
It's
not worried
the same.
about it because it'll tell me if it's flagged or not.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
that's cool.
Okay.
What did you have other areas that were of issue or?
Yeah, but I'm trying to get back to that report and I'm stuck on contents here.
If you need to stop share, if it's in the way, that's fine too. We don't mind. Okay. It'll be the little picture with the, yes, that one.
This guy? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so here, let me close this headers thing. Okay. Lists. List items failed. Element 1.
And then right click on it. Oh yeah, and where it says extended education, we have to change out our text for that as well. I have to give you a find and replace for this document too. We've had a name change since this template was last used. Show and content panel.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to change that too. Yeah. All right. So
Yeah,
show
you
content.
could do a
No, I've already got all those changes to put in. I just haven't done it yet.
Gotcha. Okay. So here, let's see, it says container. Oh my gosh, I can't see this. Let me zoom in. 150%. There we go. Label and L body is actually not quite the right tag. In InDesign, can you go to that section?
Yeah, let's see
Okay.
what page we're in. 20.
We're gonna see if we can fix it from that side. On the upper left right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that
While
an
I'm here,
actual?
I can change this too. Oops.
Continuing and
Yeah,
professional?
yeah.
Yeah, but if you want, you can do a find and replace all.
I will.
Okay.
Oh, good thinking.
Yeah, save you some time.
Oh shit. Hang on.
You said the same thing as me. Are you on mute?
No.
No.
If I can do this thing.
Mike, you're on a Mac. On the PC side, I use a clipboard history, and I have it like stored in there because I'm constantly having to go hunt down extended education everywhere and change it out. It's like, so annoying. Yes, awesome. Oh, there might be somewhere, before you click done, replace the ampersand with the word and, because there may be a few other places where it's available.
Really?
Not in the text, but in your find, find and change.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's actually, but it is, I had it, here, now it'll find it.
Oh, yeah. And then change all. I would just do change all.
Yeah,
Cool.
okay.
Sweet. Okay, we can work
All
with
right.
that. All right. So we're going back to that
No, where were we?
list. The list.
Around page 20.
Yeah, right, or just past.
Okay.
Yeah. So where, for the add drop classes, oh, and by the way, I think that add drop classes is supposed to have the same heading as like course numbering system and so on. Your course title or whatever it is. Okay. So let's undo.
Wait a minute. Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
because it
just-
reads it, it's all part of the same paragraph. That's what it's
Yeah.
doing. Yeah. And then for the
okay, let me try
one,
that again. Where am I? There. Okay.
there it goes.
Okay.
So the 1 through 6, is it actual a bullet point list or is it just
I
text?
don't think so.
So I think we
Um,
have to physically, that's what Acrobat is tripping on, is if it sees numbers and a listing like that, it's going to think it should be a bullet point list, which for all intents and purposes should. So if we can convert that, it'll read it as an actual list and then not give us the hiccup.
Okay.
While you're looking for that, Dorothy, the accessibility in PDF documents,
Mhm.
Doc, did that help you before when you did the Holly catalog, or?
I'm not
like,
sure
did
if
it
I
come in
ever
handy?
read it.
Okay, it's the first one in the chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna download that.
Okay. It actually lives on our campus websites.
Ah,
There we go.
I'm sure it will be very helpful.
Okay.
Wait.
I lost my visual.
So these are all, so if it's using the list, let's see. Are you happy with the tabs or are you adjusting?
No, it's,
Oh, you want to bring it back in? Gotcha.
there we
Gotcha.
go. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because I now had widows over here because of that. It changed everything. Okay.
So can we right click on the list?
Here.
Uh-huh. And then go to your export tag info for that. Or the style, I guess it's your character style. The same way we were doing the styles for the heading tags and so on.
I'm sorry, you wanted to do. Okay, this does not have a paragraph style
For a list.
for a list. No, I just added bullet point, just went up to the type and went here
Mhm.
and just said bulleted numbered lists and applied bullets or applied numbered.
Will it let us save a character style for a
Yeah, I
bullet
could
point
save it
list?
as a character style. So,
A numbered list, yeah. So, and then we'll go to export tagging at the bottom left. And then set it to OL. If it shows up on the list. Oh, leave it with automatic. That should do the
just
trick.
leave it on automatic. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that'll work. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So, other things that were problematic or that you had questions about? in the setup, because I want to be
Where were we?
recognizing your time.
I lost my, there we go. Okay.
So we covered list
Okay, so
items.
those are.
Yeah,
okay,
those will
so
be
list
those will be
items there.
addressed.
Okay.
Mhm.
Um,
And we did headers.
headings.
So this will probably get rectified on the new version because of the fact that we identified what headings go to which heading tags. And when it says appropriate nesting, what it means is it sees an H1 and then maybe the next thing after it is an H3. And it says, no, you can't have an H3, it's got to be an H2. It's not really true, but we just have to kind of override it or tell it in the tags, this is what we want it to
Okay,
do.
so I need to do, so,
But I don't think you're going to need to do anything with it now that you have all of those
okay,
identified.
but it was recognizing looking at the footers
Oh,
on
yeah.
the master pages and flagging them.
And I think it was flagging them because of the gray box in the background.
Yeah,
I don't know how to, in InDesign, I don't know how to do it, but in Acrobat, I tell it to just ignore it as an artifact.
How did you find artifact?
In Acrobat, it's in the tag panel. But let me
Yeah, so
see, I'm
there's
just
no-
trying, I want to see if he,
yeah, these don't have any style sheets associated with them.
they're graphic elements, but not photographic elements. But does it allow you to also assign an alternate text to those as well?
I don't know. Let me. Tag frame?
Object export.
Oh, object export options.
Mhm. That one's going to become your best friend soon.
Okay.
And then from structure, we'll go to custom. And then just a dash.
Just a dash.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
And do this one as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that was on a style sheet, would you do it inside the style sheet?
I don't know what you mean. I'm not sure what you mean.
Sometimes I put like a running footer on the style page, so it always comes up. You know, it's
Oh, so it's you mean like in your template?
yeah, my yeah,
Yeah.
what do they call that?
Yeah, if
Yeah.
it's like a base style that you can
Right.
carry from page to page and then have it in like per section.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would do it there, and then you do it once and it's
It's once and
standard
done.
through every page that you use it on. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do a test now. Create
Okay.
a PDF. Okay.
Let's see if this
and-
does the trick.
I noticed, Michael, he's exporting as version 6 of Acrobat.
I
Is
was
that-
just noticing that too.
Oh,
What
was
is
I?
the best, just use the latest?
I try to go 2 versions back from the latest,
Uh-huh.
but I also that Mike will depend on if your version is up to date. So if your Acrobat is up to date, so I always like run a Creative Cloud update
Well,
before.
mine,
Yeah,
I
you can
always
do that.
keep everything updated.
Okay, good. And then let's click
So-
on the compatibility. I would go to 8 or 9 because people should not be going to the old versions at this
Oh,
point.
okay.
Okay. Let's see how that comes out.
Okay, and now let me go to Acrobat and open that.
And fair warning, there still will be flags of different kinds.
Okay.
But it should have accommodated for a lot more of, and by the way, if you want to use accessibility, you can actually tell it to add it to your sidebar. Like you can customize that sidebar, so all the things that you do need will stay there,
Oh.
so you don't have to go to tools all the time. So, yep, accessibility check. Okay, so we'll
Okay.
start with document. Now this does come up pretty frequently as a title, and you can literally just right click on it and click fix.
Right click on the title? or
No, no, no,
click-
right there. And then click fix. At the
Okay.
top, fix. And then what it needs is some kind of title information. So if your document, if you didn't have in InDesign a document title, you have a file name, that's one thing. But a document title says officially what is the purpose of the document. So we would typically say CSUDH summer 2023 summer sessions catalog or something along those lines, right?
Okay.
Bulletin, yes, 2023, perfect. Copy that and paste it in the subject. Keywords too. Keywords as well, the last one. Because it's all the right juicy keywords for it.
Right.
And then author, you would, if you wanted to, you could just put CSUDH. CSUDH.
No. Okay.
Okay, and that takes care of that one. Bookmarks, for the life of me, I do not know why that is showing up, but right click and fix. Click OK. And then page content, let's see what that says. Tab order. Click page 1.
Ooh,
Oh, isn't that pretty? It didn't break
cool.
anything.
Psychedelic.
I love it.
Said in case you wanted a poster for your 1970s wood panel wall den.
Yeah, really, exactly. I'll have to get some black lights.
Right. Click page 2. Page 3. I'm just looking through this. Page 4. So what it's doing is it's saying if you're tabbing, you're hitting the entire page, not just a section of the page at a time. Honestly, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. So you can right click and do right click on tab order at the top and do fix. Okay. Yep. Okay. And then alternate text. So it found one thing, I think. Oh no, click the down arrow next to that. So there's a few things, which is not bad. Okay, so even the logo, it did recognize the logo as its own. So you can right click on it, or actually even faster is if you look over on the, do that from there. Yeah, look over on the right side of your Acrobat screen and you see the menu along the side there. Third from the bottom says set alternate text. Click OK. And then, so of the 9 things that it says are missing or have alternate text, this is what it's identifying. So the first one is your cover. Click the arrow to the right to go to the right. Oh, actually, go back one to the arrow to the left. And you see, sorry, we were blocking before, but you see how it says decorative figure? Let's click that. Check that.
I'm sorry, say that again. Decorative figure?
Decorative
Oh,
figure.
okay,
Let's
got it.
check it because that's your cover. So now a speech reader that would be looking at this document would skip right over trying to describe what in the world that abstract cover was supposed to be. It says it's not important enough. It doesn't need to know that. Okay, cool. So we'll click the arrow to go to the next image. That is the logo. Now, in this case, there is identifiable information. So we want to say exactly what's in the image. So we're going to actually type out CSUDH, College of Continuing and Professional. Sorry. So logos, images that have instructional content, which really should not be the case, but if there are, or they reinforce instructional content, that information should be conveyed in the alternate text as well. Does this say of or?
Or I changed it.
College or, one of those. There we go. And then we'll go to the next one. Decorative image. Because there's nothing in there that needs to be read. The benefits of summer sessions is not part of the text,
Right.
not part of the image, so it'll read. I would say, because there's so much stuff in there. No, this is the background. So decorative image. And next. CSUDH campus map. And it is not a decorative image.
Right.
So good luck to the speech reader for trying to figure that out.
Can you
Oh,
embed a link to the online interactive? Is there an ADA compliant interactive map?
I would say yes, but I know that even our current campus map facilities hasn't gotten around to updating it yet. So I almost
Okay.
don't even want to point them to that,
Okay,
but they'd be able to get to it get to other information for resources to get around the campus through the main website and other
Okay.
areas of the catalog as well. So I think we're okay. In this one here, it's pointing to an image of a check or money order. But it's decorative because we actually have the information in there. Yeah, you could barely see it, but it's in the corner. The next one is MasterCard, Visa, all those are decorative, Discover.
Got it.
And then save and close. Now all of your alternate text should be up to date. Right click on figures alternate. Right click on the one that has figures alternate text.
This one?
No,
Or
the
this?
top level. And then click
Fix.
fix. Or it might be that we have to
Okay, there.
rerun.
Yes,
There goes.
we're good.
And then headings is the last one. And click to expand. Let's see how bad is it. Expand the last one. Okay, nice. So there is no style set for this one. So we're going to tell it what to do. We're going to right click on that. We're going to show in content panel. And it says it's an H3 and I almost guarantee that it wants it to be an H2.
H2?
So you're going to expand that container on the left-hand side. Yep. And actually right click where it says container H3 and click properties at the bottom of that and click tag in the center. Oh, so it recognized your style. Oh, I can't read this. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to zoom in here.
I have a magnifying glass.
I'm like, wait, what does that say? Am I in the right spot? Okay, let me see. Course title. No, I don't know why edit tag is grayed out. Close that. And then back to the accessibility icon on the far left, upper left. Yep. And then all the way back down. Sorry. Right. No, go back to element 1 because we haven't fixed it yet. Right click again and go to show in tags panel this time. And now we can. So you see that H3 is highlighted. Let's right click on it. And then go to properties there. It's a little bit confusing here. And then up there, edit tag. And then we'll change it to expand that. God, they make so many places we have to do this. Crap, that's not it. Cancel. Hey, geez. Click content on the top. Container tag, it's actually a drop down. Can you make it heading level 2? And click close. Okay. Back to accessibility on the left. And same thing for element 2 and 3. Okay. Oh, so it didn't like this one. Bless you.
Hmm.
Bless you, bless you. Right click on show and tags panel. Oh, it doesn't like us going from that sucks. Actually, can you click on, see how it says section right above it?
Mhm.
Select that one. I want to see where it is.
Right click on it,
Just click.
just click.
So that's everything. Can you click the section right above it? Expand that one. Click on the paragraph underneath that or inside that. Right click. I'm gonna freak it out for everything else. And then properties. Content. Yeah, it's the index. Content, and then change paragraph. So a paragraph can't be before a header. So we're gonna make it heading level 2.
Level 2,
Mhm.
got it.
Now I might wig out the other ones because we told the other ones to be heading level 5, but we'll see if we can get around it. It wants everything in good and proper order, so to speak. Let's go back to the accessibility icon. And I know I gotta get you guys off and running. Element 3 is the last one of that section. Oh, okay. So there's a style that was assigned but not given a heading to go to. So we're gonna make this one and H2.
Okay,
So right click, find in tags panel.
hang on a second.
Sorry about that.
Tags panel?
Tags panel. Mhm. And did it pop up?
Says H3.
Oh yeah, H3. Yeah, let's make it an H2. All the way down to properties. And then contents. And heading level 2. There we go.
Will the reader be able to recognize that nested column? So it's going to read from the left hand, and then will it come back up into this nested where it says classes require special approval, contact at, the center column, top of the center column.
Yes. So his columns have a flow and it was following, otherwise it would have flagged and told us that it didn't recognize
Okay.
it. So let's run accessibility check one more time.
Okay. Whoops.
Oh, that's okay. The third one down. Yep. No. No. Come over to your left a little bit.
Whoa.
To the left.
Oh, here?
Right there. Mhm.
Got it.
And then start. Let's see, we got one more failing on the heading at the bottom. Still didn't like it.
Same ones.
Okay. Somewhere else on the page is a heading that is competing with it. And at that rate, I would probably just hunt it down. But in the meantime, in your InDesign doc, you can still tell it to assign tags for those as well, because those don't have styles
Get
associated
it
with
out for a couple hours.
the tags. And then we're good to go.
Hopefully I'll remember.
You wanna lay your weight?
Well, I have the recording I can send you to.
Yeah.
Okay,
Your restaurants.
so this
Great.
was super helpful. I know it's a lot of information,
Yeah,
You got a
but this
meeting
is the
today
kind
too,
of
right?
thing that every university has to go through, every actually public facing organization, because it's required by law now to make sure that all of these documents are accessible. So this is a huge win-win. And when you're working with other clients, you're hopefully passing along those skills to them and including it in
fantastic.
So if I wanted a demonstration of what a blind person would experience on my
Mhm.
document, I would just turn on accessibility in my, wherever that is.
That's part of it, but no, there's actually two utilities.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I'll just give you the one because the other one has a charge. It's called JAWS, JAWS. Sorry, off the top of my head, I do not recall what the abbreviation's for, but JAWS is a speech reader tool. But actually in Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, Safari, they all have an accessibility reading component that
Mhm.
will read you your site content as well, whether it's a website or PDF or so on. So that's another way that you can double check, but there's all kinds of tools like to check for color contrast, to make sure content can be converted to other forms, can be read, etc. So, but we're not trying to bombard you guys. We're just trying to make sure that the
Understood.
PDF meets that initial documentation. So running
So
those standards. So
is it then best practice to embed these tags in your style sheets? Is that possible, or is it better to let it default and sort it out later?
well, that's what the export as a tagged PDF does, is it
Okay.
automatically, if you've associated a tag style,
Mhm.
excuse me, a tag to a particular character style. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Hmm.
It's
Bless you.
automatically going to, thank you. Okay. Okay, I'm alive. It's automatically going to bring those tags into the document where it's reading
Okay,
and
all
meets
right.
the accessibility.
Okay. Well, very
Excellent,
helpful.
excellent.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Nice to meet
Appreciate
you,
it.
Michael.
Dorothy, it's great meeting you too. Hopefully we'll see each other again sometime.
Okay, very
And
good.
then you guys let me know if you have any questions, and I'm happy to look over things. And I always run a second check, but as long as like the majority, like all the tagging stuff is done, it's a huge time saving, especially if it's done from inside of InDesign, where if you're using that document as your template for future documents, then
Mhm,
all of those styles and everything all carry over. And so
mhm.
you're building and correcting now, but it should be carrying over into your future
Right.
documents.
So what I'm
Okay.
gonna have to do is for the, when I do the next bulletin, which is different from the summer,
Mhm.
like the fall and spring bulletins are different. So I'm gonna have to go through this again with those and change the style sheets and add the appropriate headers, the appropriate
Right.
tags.
Right, alternate text
Okay.
and so on, yeah.
Good.
But again, if you're saving this one for summer, the update for spring and the update for fall, and those three become your general templates, then you're in
Right.
good shape.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
cool. Thank you guys.
You're
Wonderful.
welcome.
Thank you
Nice to hear your
so
voice. Thank
much.
you.
All right, talk to you
Okay.
guys later. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
All right, you too.